Yo, what is going on, everyone? It is Memory here. It is that time once again, everyone, as always, to check out the new upcoming season of anime. This being the winter season of 2022, of course. It's a new year. We got new anime. Something that is different, I guess. Well, actually, it's usually probably about the same around this time of year because I feel like with the gap between each season, it's usually like a day or two, but the gap between the fall season and the winter season is usually a little bit longer. So I do appreciate, the little longer break, I guess you would say. Although it's not too long, I still appreciate it, honestly. But we'll be jumping into a new season very, very soon. And you guys should already know we're going to be going through the list. I'm going to be telling you guys which shows I plan to watch, which shows I don't plan to watch, and then which shows will be maybes. And there's going to be shows in here that I really won't have a whole lot to say because some of them are sequels and we know about some of them already. So, yeah, let's hop right into it because, as I always say, these videos are typically pretty long. So first off, AOT, I don't really think I have to say anything. I actually did make a video for the newest trailer. So if you guys haven't checked that out, definitely go ahead and do that. But I will be watching that. We'll be reacting to that. Demon Slayer, it's in here. It's technically a part of the winter season, although it started while the fall season was still going. I am watching and reacting to that. So not much to say. Like I said, there's going to be some of these where I'm just like, I don't have much to say, honestly. It's more so like with the new ones where I have more to say or more to look into, I guess. And we're on AniChart, by the way. I did not mention that, but we are on AniChart. So next up, we have Ari Ferretta Season 2, which I already know I am not going to be watching this. I was not a fan of Season 1. I didn't even watch all of Season 1, but from what I did watch, I didn't like it. I didn't like the animation. I didn't even really like the content of the characters, so I dropped it. Why would I continue with something I don't like? And I've heard the novels for this are actually solid, so maybe that would be my best shot at liking the series to some capacity. But as for the anime, I did not like it. I don't know if it gets better or something, but I don't even have the time or the desire to catch up to the series, to be honest. So not gonna be watching that one. Next up, we have Worlds and Harem, which is back. Yes, it is here. We have definitely talked about this one before because I remember when I first read the synopsis, I was like, okay, this sounds absolutely wild, and I'm here for it. And that still stands. And I feel like this is going to be probably a hot topic of this season. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a hot topic of this season because of just what it sounds like is going on in this series. And also, I'm going to be watching this uncensored. I feel like y'all should be watching it uncensored. I feel like it's going to be the best way to watch the series. So yeah, there's that. Moving on, we have My Dress Up Darling from Cloverworks, which this is really the first new one, maybe you would say. Well, Worlds and Harem is technically new, but we've like talked about it and heard about it before and saw it before, some of it. So yeah, My Dress Up Darling from Cloverworks, high schooler Wakana Gojo cares about one thing, making Hina dolls. With nobody to share his obsession, he has trouble finding friends or even holding conversation. But after the school's most popular girl, Marin Kitagawa, reveals a secret of her own, he discovers a new purpose for his sewing skills. Together, they'll make her cosplay dreams come true. So it sounds like both of their passions kind of go together in a way, and it's going to bring them together. And maybe they take the world by storm with the cosplay and just maybe the designs of the cosplay and all that. So that sounds kind of cool. And I have definitely been keeping an eye on this one. I plan on watching this one. I've saw like the visuals and even little snippets from the trailers and whatnot. Cloverworks is pumping out a lot of anime. I also must mention, I think they have a lot of anime even in this season, but throughout the year, it seems like Cloverworks is announcing a lot of projects, but it looks good from what I've saw so far. So I'm going to be watching this one, and this may be one I react to. I'm not really sure yet. The only two really that are guarantees you guys should probably know is like these two right now, Attack on Titan and Demon Slayer, but this one is a maybe for reactions. Next up, we have Vanitas, the second core, second season, whatever you want to say. I think it's just the second core. I am going to be watching this still. Vanitas, there were parts of it I really liked, but it was kind of hit or miss for me, Vanitas, especially as it went further on into the series, like as I watched more. So hopefully with this second core, I can maybe get more into the series. Like how I was at certain points with it, I feel like it was kind of up and down for me, but we'll see what we have with this second core. Probably won't be doing reactions because I had copyright problems with the first core, like towards the end, and that's why I even stopped reacting to it in the first place, was because of copyright issues. So yeah, I still will be watching that though. That's another sequel, so not really much to honestly say about it. And same goes for the next one, How a Realist Hero Rebuilt the Kingdom. I actually was kind of surprised by this series. Now, I had heard good things about the source material before going into it, but I don't know. I enjoyed it more than I thought I was going to. And I mean, I'm not saying it's like a masterpiece or it's like anything too crazy for me, but I liked it more than I thought. So, I'll always take that. So I am going to be watching part 2. Next up, Princess Connect Redive. This series, very slept on, in my opinion. Now, I think it's actually really popular in Japan, but in the West, I do not hear enough people kind of talking about this series or trying this series out. If you like Konosuba, I get really big Konosuba vibes from this series, like when I was watching the first season. So if you like Konosuba, I would say give this series a shot, the first season, if you haven't. And I'm really happy that this is actually getting a season 2 because I enjoyed a lot of season 1, and it was definitely a big surprise. I don't even remember, was that 2020? Was that last year? It might have been 2019. Has it already been that long? I don't remember. But whatever year it was in, it was one of the big surprises for me personally, and I had a blast with the series. So I'm going to be watching that. Next up, we have Takagi-san. We're already seeing a lot of sequels, by the way. Takagi-san season 3. Will be watching this adorable series. I'm assuming there's probably a lot of you guys that have watched Takagi-san, but if you like the teasing sort of slice of life, cutesy sort of romance, pure romance kind of series, I would definitely say check out Takagi-san. And I'm really hoping though with this 3rd season we do see some big progression with their relationship. That's what I'm hoping for, at least that we see with this season. I'm sure I'll enjoy it either way, but if we get some big progression with the two of them in their relationship, I think this potentially could be the best season. I'm not sure about the content that is going to be adapted in this season. I don't want to hear about the content that's going to be adapted, but we'll see. We will see. Next up, we have Sasaki and Miyano, comedy romance series from Studio Dean. Miyano spends, it's a sports series? Oh no, that said source manga. I thought it said sports manga. I was like, oh, really? Didn't look like that to me. Miyano spends his days peacefully reading boys' love comics and worrying about how girly his face is until a chance encounter leads to a scuffle with his senior, Sasaki. Intrigued by his feisty junior, Miyano delinquent Sasaki uses every opportunity he can to get closer. Now, these series typically aren't my thing. Now, there have been series, I say typically they're not my thing, but like a series like Given, for example. I actually really enjoyed Given. I still have to watch that movie. But Given was a series that I actually really liked. So I don't know. I'm gonna say no on this one for now, unless I hear different. I don't know. I felt like the way Given was handled was, I don't know. It had a more mature-ish sort of, and it wasn't like extreme. With which this series doesn't really necessarily seem like that because you have these boys love series, and it could be the other way too, like Yuri series or whatever, where it's like super extreme and over sexualized and all that. You guys probably know what I'm talking about. But this series doesn't really come across to be like that, and Given wasn't like that. I thought Given was more had more mature themes. That's why I probably like the series even more so, I would say. And like I said, I got to get on that movie. But unless I hear differently, or this has more is kind of similar to Given-esque, I may check this one out, but I'm going to say no for now. Next up, we have Love of Kill. This girl at the front kind of looks like a discount like Saber clone, maybe in the visual. 2 assassins face off: the cool bounty hunter Chateau and the mysterious and powerful Ryangha. I might be butchering it. They become enemies after this fight, at least they should have, but for some reason Ryangha takes a liking to Chateau and begins following her around. Little by little, Chateau develops a cooperative partnership which gets her caught up in the struggle against the organizations hunting him down. Furthermore, that battle is related to her past as well. 2 mismatched assassins weave together a twisted assassin x assassin thriller. The strange gears of fate begin to move. The first episode had an early premiere at Anime NYC. Oh, so maybe some of you guys already saw this. Platinum Vision. I'm not too familiar with Platinum Vision. I don't think there's really anything that I could think of that comes to mind that they've done that I liked. But it sounds a little intriguing, maybe. I don't know. I think that's probably the best answer for this is maybe. So that's kind of what I'll leave it at. Oh, this one right here. the one I've saw from, like, the only thing I've saw from this series, The Genius's Prince's Guide to Raising a Nation Out of Debt. It sounds kind of similar, maybe to like Realist Hero in a way. But the only thing that I've saw with this series is the girl on the right. in her thighs and just how like thick they are. That's the only thing I've saw from this series already. I'm like, oh, okay, you got my attention. Once upon a time, in a faraway land, there lived a prince, a genius prince. The genius prince fought alongside his people and led them to a great many triumphs. However, truth be told, he just wants to let everything go and live in tranquility. So he just wants to live in peace. All right. Not a lot to really go off of here, but this does sound kind of similar to Realist Hero, maybe in a way, like with a little twist. I'll say maybe for this one as well. I feel like these kinds of series can be hit or miss, and it seems like we have like a lot of these sort of, like, they all look kind of similar. You know what I mean? Like Realist Hero, they're all probably light novel adaptations. Yeah, they are. Like this next one, The Strongest Sage with the Weakest Crest, from JC Staff. His strength limited by the magical crest with which he was born. Matthias, I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. Maybe people pronounce it differently, or there's other pronunciations for it. The world's most powerful sage decides reincarnation is necessary to become the strongest of all. Upon his rebirth as a young boy, Matthias is thrilled to discover he's been born with the optimal crest for magical combat on his first try. Of course, it would be his first try. Unfortunately, the world he's been born into has an abysmally poor standards when it comes to magic, and everyone thinks he's still marked for failure. Now it's up to Matthias to prove everyone wrong. World's strongest sage style. Sounds pretty generic to me. I don't know, man. You can never really tell with these light novel adaptations. You know what I mean? Like these fantasy ones, they all just seem the same. It seems pretty generic to me. I'm gonna say no for now, but maybe people saying good things about it. Come back and check it out. Next up, we have She Professed Herself Pupil of the Wise Man. Kagami Sakamori. Is this a light novel adaptation as well? Doesn't even say. It's not showing up. Kagami Sakamori plays as the great mage Dan Biff in his favorite MMO. He falls asleep after a night of testing new character appearances, but instead of waking up to a suspended game, he's inside of Arch Earth Online as a girl. Now named Mira, he must convince the game's people that Mira is a pupil of Dan Biff. Is that an L or an I? I can't really tell, but whatever. Who vanished without a trace 30 years ago, and figure out how he got here. So a little bit, I guess, kind of a mystery aspect with this one. I'll say maybe for this one. I mean, this is giving me a little more than that previous one, I will say. I mean, this one interests me a little bit more than that the Sage with the Weakest Crest one. So I'll say maybe. Next up, we have Orient. This is from the author of Magi, I think, if I remember correctly. So I've kind of been waiting for this one. I haven't read or watched Magi yet, but I've heard good things about it. I should probably watch Magi, I feel like, or experience Magi before Orient, but we'll get to that at some other point. At age 10, best friends Musashi and Kojiro sat in excited silence as Kojiro's father spun tales of evil demons who preyed on the innocent and the warriors who defeated them. Practicing swordplay, the two swear an oath to become the strongest in the world, but as they grow up, Kojiro turns cynical and Musashi comes to the realization that he can't overturn 150 years of demon rule on his own. He's being called a prodigy with a pickaxe, and he's almost ready to settle into a life of labor. Yet he can't shake the feeling that he still has a responsibility to act, and soon the injustices of the world will force his hand. Yeah, you might be having to put that pickaxe down. I mean, maybe that's his weapon. I'm not really sure. That would be funny, actually, if a pickaxe was his weapon. But that daily life of labor you're talking about, that's not gonna happen, man. I think we all know that. This is from the author of Magi, so I want to check it out. And I saw the covers for it. The covers look absolutely gorgeous, and as so do like the Magi covers. I feel like, though, I know this isn't a sequel or anything. I just feel it'd be the right thing to do would be to watch Magi or read Magi first before this one, because that's like the author's magnum opus is Magi. But yeah, like I do want to watch this one really because it's from the author of Magi. So I'll say yeah, but I may not watch it right away, is what I'm saying. I may watch or experience Magi first before I do end up getting to this one. So maybe it doesn't matter to some of y'all, but that's just how I see it. I was like, I would rather experience Magi first. Next up, we have Barao no Soretsu. By J.C. Staff, Richard, the ambitious third son of the House of York, believes he is cursed, damned from birth to eternal darkness. But is it truly fate that sets him on the path to personal destruction, or his own tormented longings? Based on an early draft of Shakespeare's Richard III, Aya Kano's dark fantasy finds the man who could be king standing between worlds, between classes, between good and evil. Okay, I don't know. I don't know about this one. The Shakespeare thing kind of has me a little like what it's based on. That kind of has me a little interested. But I don't know. It's not really giving me a lot. It's not really grabbing me. I guess I don't know. I'll say maybe for this one. Next up, we have a Kebi Sailor uniform from Cloverworks as well. I already know I'm watching this. I've saw the trailer for this. It looks beautiful. I must say. Probably not a reaction worthy series because it's like a slice of life, but I actually haven't read much into it. But I just saw it looks beautiful. It's Komichi Akebi's first year of junior high, and she has her heart set on one thing: Robai Private Academy sailor uniform. As the next chapter of her life gets closer, she dreams of all the exciting new experiences she'll get to have: school lunches, classes, club activities, and of course, making lots of friends. With her favorite outfit on, Komichi feels ready for anything. Yeah, she has a different outfit than all of them. Is that even allowed? Maybe they make an exception or something. I'm not really sure, but yeah, it just seems like cute girls doing cute things. And if you guys have not saw the trailer for this yet, I would recommend definitely checking it out. It looks beautiful, I have to say. Next up, we have In the Land of Leodale. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. After being put on life support after a tragic accident, Kana Kagami's only freedom comes from the VR MMORPG Leodale. One day, her life support system shuts off and Kana passes away. When she wakes up, she finds herself in Leodale, 200 years in the future. As the high elf Kana, with lost skills but incredible stats, she must forge relationships with the residents of this new world, which shockingly include the children characters she designed herself. A leisurely adventure tale is about to begin, featuring a girl transported to a game world and the smiles and tears she shares with her quirky companions. Sounds it gives me Sword Art Online vibes, which Sword Art Online was like a trendsetter. It was revolutionary for when it came out. So, I mean, there's been series that have followed SAO that sound very similar to this as well, maybe mixing some things sort of together. But it's interesting to me what stands out is that it sounded like she just played the game. I didn't think she was going to have, which maybe it's a shock to her that she actually created some of these characters, it sounds like. But that will maybe give her maybe a one up, but that's an interesting sort of factor. Maybe something that's going on with the series is that I kind of want to check this one out. Honestly, I do. I want to give this one a shot. And a lot of these just look and sound the same or have things that sound very similar, which this has been a thing for like a bunch of seasons now. We see so many of these series, and a lot of them are hit or miss. But this one, I don't know, definitely gives me more than some of these other ones that we've had up here before. So I'll check this one out. At least give it a shot. I don't know if I'm going to stay with it the whole way through, but we'll see. Next up, we have Sabakui Bisco from Studio Oz. Based off a light novel, Japan's post-apocalyptic, okay, you got me, post-apocalyptic setting. Wasteland replete with dust can only be saved by one thing: fungus. Bisco Akaboshi, a wanted criminal and skilled archer, searches for a legendary mushroom known as Sabakui, said to devour any and all rust. Joining him on his epic saga, to save the country is a giant crab. What are these? I mean, mushrooms, crabs, and a young doctor. Can this unlikely trio, definitely sounds unlikely, find the fabled fungi and save the land? I've heard this series from the light novel is like insanity. Like there's so much, like it's balls to the wall, essentially, is what people describe this as. So I'm going to be watching this. From what people have said about the light novel for this, definitely catches my interest, and also the post-apocalyptic setting. So I'm going to give this one a shot for sure. It sounds maybe something up my alley. Next up, we have Dolls Frontline, which I think is Girls Frontline, if I remember correctly. I think this was announced a while ago, wasn't it? So finally getting this now, and I'm sure there's a lot of people really excited about this because I know there's a lot of fans of Girls Frontline. This visual actually looks pretty sick, I have to say. And I think there actually was a trailer. I might have saw a little bit of it recently on Twitter, like a little snippet of or something, and it actually looked good. I was like, wow, that actually looks better than I thought it was going to look. I don't know if I guess I'll read into it. After the Third World War, nations devastated by biological warfare no longer have the ability to protect the wastelands. So the defense of these territories is left to private military companies like Griffin and Kruger, whose android soldiers or tactical dolls are tasked with fighting the rogue android army of Sangvis Ferry. Now, M4A1, the indecisive but potentially capable leader of the elite anti-Rain team, must protect her comrades in a series of operations to try and regain the upper hand against Sangvis Ferry. Okay, so are the girls named after guns? Is this like some Azur Lane type shit where the girls are named after ships and all of that, like from history? That would be cool. I mean, they said M4A1, the leader. I mean, I enjoyed Azur Lane. I did. It wasn't anything like super amazing for me, but I definitely enjoyed my time with that. So maybe I'll enjoy my time with this. I'm gonna watch this actually, because I mean, you guys know me also like Call of Duty and whatnot. So yeah, if there's guns and what, I'm gonna be like, man, the intervention or the Barrett 50 cal and M16 and all those. That would actually be kind of cool. So I think I'll give this a shot. Next up, we have Slow Loop, which seems like another cute girls doing cute things type of series. When Hiyori, a young girl whose deceased father taught her the joys of fishing, headed out to sea for some alone time, she never thought that she would encounter another girl there. After a while, this girl named Koharu and her ended up fishing and cooking together, and they get to know each other a bit in the meantime. During their brief time together, Koharu finds out that the reason Hiyori went out to sea that day was because she's hesitant towards meeting her new step family that same evening. But what a coincidence, Kohara is also meeting her family tonight. No, it can't be a coincidence. Follow these two sisters and their new life together. Okay, so maybe some little more kind of serious stuff. Maybe not too serious, but it definitely seems like a cute girls doing cute things sort of series. I'll say maybe for this one. I don't usually tend to watch too many of these kinds of like cute girls doing cute things series. I usually have like one or two a season, so maybe this will be in there. I'm not really sure yet. Next up, we have another one. I told you guys, Cloverworks, man. Tokyo 25th Ward. It's an original. Enter the 24th Ward. Did I say 24th when I first said it? I hope I did. I might have said like a different number or something. I feel like I did, but maybe I didn't. A man-made island inside Tokyo Bay. Three of its inhabitants, Shuta, Ran, and Koki, have been best friends since childhood. But after a deadly incident, everything changed. A year later, reunited for the first time, they receive a mysterious phone call. On the other line, oh, it turns into a death game. On the other line is a familiar voice from a friend who's supposed to be dead. Together, they'll have to save their home. And episode 1 apparently is a double lengther. Okay. Sounds a little intriguing to me, I would say. I thought it was maybe gonna like turn to a maybe it is a death game. I don't know. I would not be surprised, but it doesn't sound like it. Little mystery aspect there. I'll say it's Cloverworks 2. I mean that could be hit or miss. I don't know. It's an original 2. Won't know what to expect. I think I'll at least probably watch an episode or two of this to see if I want to continue with it. All right, moving on, we have Life with an Ordinary Guy Who Reincarnated into a Total Fantasy Knockout from OLM, which OLM has been, I mean, they've always been killing it with the Pokemon stuff, but they've been on fire. I mean, with Komi-san, and there's even some other series that they've been doing, so they've kind of been on it lately. A dull old man and his handsome best friend were summoned to another world by a naked goddess. However, because of the goddess's mischief, he has turned into a peerless, beautiful girl. To get back his body, he has to go on a journey with his best friend to defeat the Demon King, of course. An old man that became a beautiful girl and a handsome old man. Let the madness filled with another world journey rom-com begins. So yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about with these sorts of series. You have to have some kind of a little twist on it to hopefully make it enjoyable. You know, I mean, with so many of these, we just see this generic. We've saw them all before. It's like you get reincarnated, you're strong, and you just fight the demon lord or whatever. Maybe they have a little twist in there, but usually it's like the same formula. But this has a little twist with it. So maybe I enjoy this one. I'm not really sure. I'll say maybe for it, because that's just how these go. Next up, we have, I think, oh yeah, this is the cop one from Madhouse. Female police officer Kawai had enough of a career she wasn't even that into and was about to hand in her registration when the unthinkable happened. She met the new female director of her station. After spending a little time with this gorgeous role model, Kawhi realizes that maybe she isn't quite done being an officer after all. So, man, this girl must be something special, whoever comes in. I'll watch this one. It's Madhouse. It's a police series, maybe like a buddy cop sort of series. I'll try it out. Next up, we have Tribe 9 from Liden Films. I think this is actually from the creator of Danganronpa, which also Akudama Drive, which me personally, maybe unpopular opinion. I think it is the unpopular opinion, but I wasn't too crazy about Akudama Drive, so maybe I'll feel differently about this one. I'm not sure. Haru Shirogane is a weak-minded person who is constantly bullied, while Taiga has traveled from across the sea in hopes of becoming the strongest man in the world. One night, the two meet up with Shun Kamiya, the strongest XB or extreme baseball player. Oh, baseball. Okay. And leader of the Minato tribe. I actually think I remember when this was announced and it was like baseball. I was like, okay, I'll keep an eye on that one. When they meet, each of the tribes scattered throughout Neo Tokyo are about to face a major threat. On the orders of the king of Neo Tokyo, Hotenshin, the Kyoto tribe, led by the mysterious Ojiro Otori, has started to take control of all the tribes in the country. Their evil clutches are about to reach the Minato tribe. That sounded like a kind of convoluted synopsis, but if there's some baseball stuff going on here, that's action sports. I mean, maybe it's like some balls to the wall sports, baseball stuff, extreme baseball, they're putting it as. So that could be kind of, if it's like some baseball, extreme baseball, like death game, it's the creator of Danganronpa, so I would not be surprised if it was something like that. I think I'll try this one out. I mean, I did try out Akudama Drive. I actually haven't tried out Danganronpa yet, but I'll give this one a shot. Next up, we have Ryman's Club. The story centers on Mikoto Shiratori, a childhood prodigy at badminton, but who never recovered from a major loss during a high school competition. Now he works in the sales department of the Sunlight Beverage Company, playing badminton on the side. I'm going to say no for this one, to be honest. Next up, we have Miss Koreitsu from the Monster Development Department. Studio Quad? Is that a new studio? I don't think I've ever heard of them. Kuroitsu is an assistant researcher in the Superhuman Research and Development Department of Agastya, a villainous secret organization that battles with heroes who try to save the world. Kuroitsu lives a busy life in Agastya. Like these are, I don't know if it's just me. I'm having a hard time pronouncing these. Like, man, every time I see the word, I'm like, oh, I have to try and pronounce it again. Caught between the absurd requests of her bosses, making presentations, implementing new features into Superhumans, and getting results with the allotted time, budget, and spec requests, all without vacation. I don't know. Not doing too much for me. I'm gonna say no on that one. Foot Soul Boys, the franchise story is set in a world. I'm gonna say no on this one. I don't think I would like this, honestly. I'm waiting for Aoashi. That's what I'll say. I'm waiting for that in Blue Lock. I'll wait for those. Q, based on an idol training mobile game. Probably no. Fantasia Sengo, Realm of Legends. From Geek Toys, when the three kingdoms are ravaged by demons and monsters, four heroes with little in common must unite to fight the realm's most vicious enemies. Together, the heroes unveil an insidious conspiracy while sharing the joys and sorrows of battling a mysterious organization. Sounds just pretty generic. Not doing much to stand out for me. I'm going to say no. Sayuki Reload. Haven't watched any of that. I know that this is probably like, I don't know how many seasons it has. It has a lot, doesn't it? Next up, we have Saburo no Armor Reimei, the anime adaptation of Rusted Armors, a multimedia project that first started with the stage play and a manga adaptation. The project focuses on the relationship between the gun-toting Magoichi, who is the leader of the Saika Iki mercenary group, and the Sengoku-era warlord Oda Nobunaga. So we have another, so many anime do this, man, which I get why. Of course, I think we all get why, but I'm going to say no on that one. Ninjala, no. TV shorts, we'll probably just kind of breeze through these. Irodori Midori. Got nothing on that. Honestly, none of these seem pretty appealing to me, so I'm going to say no on all of them, actually. I'm not even going to go through the hassle of marking them one by one. Platinum Men, I dropped. I do not like it. Ranking of Kings, of course, I'm still watching that, still reacting to that. Haven't watched any of this. Haven't watched any Lupin, although I do it at some point. Movies, I am going to be watching the Fruits Basket movie, of course. I don't know if I'm going to be able to react to it because I may go see it in theaters if I can. The Deer King, I've been waiting on this, man. This has got delayed, I think, like 2 or 3 times now, and I've been waiting for it. It looks good. Goodbye, Don Gleese from Madhouse. This is actually from the director and creator of Place Further Than the Universe, which is why I'm really looking forward to this. Honestly, I already know I'm going to be watching it, and I think this is definitely something to look out for, especially with the staff behind it and the creators behind it. So it is an original, I believe. So yeah, Demo Memorial Keys, based off a video game from Production IG and Signal MD. A girl who fell from the skies and lost her past, Demo, who plays the piano all alone in the world of the treehouse, an accidental encounter between the two. The music flows as the fingers hit the piano keys. The start of a fairy tale journey has begun. Before turning to leave, don't forget to say one last goodbye. I'll say maybe for that one. Blue Thermal from Telecom Animation Film. The story centers on Tamaki Suru, who was on a sports team throughout her entire school life until high school, but is instead seeking an active romantic life once she enters college. However, a turn of events puts her on the path to joining her university's glider club. That's interesting. That's new. That is definitely new. There's never been an anime or anything I've experienced that has focused on with gliders. I mean, why not mix the two? Romance. I mean, you could still do your thing, be in your club or sports, and try to manage a romance. I mean, maybe that's not something everyone wants to do, but you can manage. You can manage. I'll say maybe on this one. And for these, I would usually say yes, but I don't know. Like, I'm sure I'll be able to watch them at some point. But if I know they're like coming to theaters or something near me, because a lot of anime films recently have been, I'll probably try and go to check them out. Next up, we have more Legend of the Galactic Heroes, which, yes, I will be watching. They'll probably like put it into a TV format, how they did with like the previous movies. So I'll be waiting for the TV format. Ensemble Stars, haven't watched any of that. Yuchu Senkai Yamato, I will be watching this as well. They do the same thing with this one and Legend of the Galactic Heroes. Like it comes out as a TV series or whatever. So I'll be waiting for that. Moving into the OVAs, ONAs, and specials, we have the Mushoku Tensei Part 2 special, which I will be watching because I think this is like the Eris Goblin Slayer thing or whatever. The Regular Magic High School Reminiscence arc, I think this focuses on Tatsuya and Miyuki's past, which I think this could maybe be some, if not the best content that we've saw in the anime. I wouldn't be surprised if it's the best content, although I thought it was going to be like a full season, but apparently it's just like a 60-minute special or something like that. But I am really looking forward to this. I think this actually comes out in like 2 or 3 days. So next we have The Girl from the Other Side from Wit Studio, which I'm actually really excited for more of this. I've heard great things about the source material, and I've actually watched the like little prequel thing they had. It was just like a little small OVA, but I think this is actually gonna be like longer content, longer length series, or however you want to put it. So I'm definitely looking forward to this. We gotta wait till March, but I mean, this is the whole style they're going for and how like the aesthetic, and like I said, from what I've heard for the source material, I'm actually really excited to experience more of the series. It really stands out to me. It's really interesting to me. So yeah. Kobayashi's Dragon Maid unaired episode. If we have a full, I don't know if it's gonna be a full episode or whatever, but any more Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, I'm taking, man. Give me that. The Orbital Children. I think this is actually coming out on Netflix. I already know I'm going to be watching this. This is from the creator director of Deno Coil, which I have not watched, but I've heard good things about it. It's like, I think it seems like this is gonna be like super sci-fi space stuff going on, right up my alley. And it's a prominent director and creator, and a lot of people are really looking forward to this. I know, especially like in the Sakuga community. So gonna be watching this. Lord El Malloy, I will be watching this as well. This comes out soon, I think in a couple days as well. I watched the Lord El Malloy series, so I will be watching this. Non Biori nonstop OVA. I'll take any more non Biori we get. This is like a special thing, I think, for the My Hero Academia movie. I'll watch, I guess, whatever it is. I think it's probably just a short. It says an adaptation of the Hawk's Sooth one shot from the volume. Oh, the booklet you get for the movie or whatever. AN No 831 from Crafter. You know it's going to be CGI. In the present day, the world is in turmoil due to an unprecedented disaster. A young man living in Tokyo, Suzushiro, has a secret he cannot tell anyone. That secret is that he can stop the time around him despite his thoughts. One day he meets a girl named Nazuna who has the same power. When he learns that she's being used in a crime, he repulsively reaches out to help her. I'll say maybe for that one. Sounds a little intriguing. Probably won't be watching this. Ooh, yes, I am definitely watching this. The special episodes that they're putting on for Pokemon Legends on Amazon. Yes, definitely gonna be watching that. Don't have anything on that. Tales of Luminaria, The Fateful Crossroad. I'm not really familiar with any of the Tales stuff, honestly. Well, I'm familiar with the anime of Tales of Zestiria, but I have not looked into any other Tales stuff really besides that. So I don't know if I'm necessarily going to be checking this out. This is probably for people who have played the game or familiar with the game. I probably can watch it without playing the game like I could with Tales of Zestiria, but I don't know. I'm not really too interested in it, to be honest. I'll say maybe, though. And then that is going to be a no because what is that? So, yeah, I think that is it. For me, personally, this seems like it's going to be a good season for backlog stuff. It might be good because I don't know if you guys have saw and heard all these things that are being put in the spring season, but the spring season, it looks and it sounds absolutely stacked. So, yeah. But there still are series that I am looking forward to from this season. I know for sure I'm going to be reacting to AOT, Demon Slayer, and Ranking of Kings will still be in there. But besides those three, I mean, for me personally, there's nothing that really stands out to me to react to besides those. I mean, maybe I add one or two more. I would say like World's End Harem because the way people are going to be talking about that is going to probably be something else. But I'm going to be watching that shit uncensored. So I don't even know if I can put that on YouTube. Even if I'm doing the format that I have, I would have to do a whole different format to probably have World's End Harem up on my channel. Dress Up Darling is probably the closest one potentially to me doing reactions to, but I'm not like going crazy about like, oh, I gotta make reactions to this, right? But I'm still excited for some of these series. Dress Up Darling, I'm pretty intrigued by. Princess Connect Redive, I really did enjoy the first season, so I'm looking forward to more of that. Takagi-san Season 3, that's always a good time. I mean, Akebi Sailor Uniform, from what I've saw of it, looks beautiful, but that's cute girls doing cute things. So in terms of reactions, probably not good for reactions or a reaction-worthy sort of series. Sabakui Bisco might be that I do reactions to, or at least initial reactions. But I'm not, once again, I'm not really like going crazy, like I gotta react to this. Like, I'm not really super excited about most of these series, right? So that's why I'm saying it looks like more of a backlog kind of season to me. So I mentioned some of my more anticipated ones right there, but yeah, this season looking a little, I want to say dry, but it's definitely looking slower than how a lot of the rest of the year is looking, I will say, because from the spring and even the fall, I mean, look at those two seasons from what shows have been put in there. I don't remember really what's been announced for the summer, but I know a lot of shows have been announced for the spring and for the fall, and they're big hitters. So, yeah, you know that's how it is sometimes with these seasons of anime. You're not always gonna get bangers in each season, but there definitely are some in here. I mean, AOT and Demon Slayer are two big hitters, but besides that, it's like, eh. For me personally, at least. So yeah, that about does it for this video, everyone. Let me know what you all thought of my list. Tell me which shows you guys plan to watch for this winter season of anime. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, make sure you drop a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you for watching. Peace out.